IITs are not everything. You're asking a very difficult question.
What is IIT Guwahati going to bring to this region?
We can lead Northeast. So that's, in my view.
When you talk about an IITan, do you see IITians more as superbly performing employees, or do you see them as job creators?
The people are changing their mindset. They say that why I should work a multinational company or another company? Why should I not create my own company?
So what if I did not come to the campus of IIT Guwahati to study, or perhaps study at any IIT? Well, I am here today at the Indian Institute of Technology Guwahati's campus. It's been about 30 years since this campus was instituted, and I am here to speak to Professor Dr. Rajeev Ahuja, who is the new director. Come, let's have a quick chat with him as he takes us through the inner workings of the IIT Guwahati and what it means to be an IITan. Let's go.
Sir, welcome to the show. First and foremost, I would like to understand from you, how has it been ever since you've taken charge of your new position as Director of IIT Guwahati?
So I can tell you that now I'm at IIT Guwahati almost for 6 months since I took its charge. And these 6 months, I feel a different kind of vibe in IIT Guwahati campus. As maybe you know that I'm also holding the director position of another IIT, IIT Ropar. So for me, when I came to Guwahati, I feel something different. And I always see that IIT Guwahati is a place जिसको हम हिंदी में कभी कह देते हैं, it's a कर्म भूमि. You can do a lot in IIT Guwahati. So I will always say that this is a land of opportunity. It's a gateway to India actually, and there are a lot of has to be done, and there's a lot of potentials, and we can explore those potential. And IIT is being one of the best institution in India, and especially in Northeast, we have only one IIT, that's IIT Guwahati. So we can play a key and important role in this part of the world, especially in the Northeast, and we can drive Northeast, and we can guide Northeast, and we can lead Northeast. So that's, in my view, I see immediately a difference between IIT Ropar and IIT Guwahati. So there are a lot can be done in IIT Guwahati, and this is, I will say that this state will be the game changer state actually.
So in that game changer, sir, what is in your vision? What are the things that you would like to bring to IIT Guwahati?
So for example, as you all know that even today we have this event about the semiconductor, and you know that I want to tell you also which country will lead the world, who will control the semiconductor market. So it will be not like now we are talking about oil and all those countries are controlling the world, but in the future, country which have the semiconductor power, they will rule the world. And as you know that government of India is establishing 2 plants. It's not government of India, it's a Tata is establishing 2 plants, one in Gujarat and one in Assam. So once this plant will come, this will be open a new way in semiconductor manufacturing. So we are not going to make chips or anything, but what we are going to do, we will start with the packaging. And the packaging which we are going to do, it will be applicable in automobiles, in your mobile phone, and maybe in AI and other. There are a lot of area where we can use those chips and for a different application. So think about this plant there are only 2 plants coming in India and one is in Assam. So Assam is going to play a key important role. And now we have to think how we skill the local people here or from Northeast or all over India who can be employable for this plant when it will start running by middle of next year. So this is the opportunity for the Guwahati and IIT Guwahati and for whole Assam as well as the Northeast.
So what do you see the role of, or how do you see rather the role of IITs and IIT Guwahati in particular in the next 20 years in this region? What is IIT Guwahati going to bring to this region?
Because IIT Guwahati will be technology leader, and we are also talking that India is ruling the world because of the intellectual power, and IITs are one of the institutions which is known to the whole world for their intellectual power, and this intellectual power will bring change not only in IIT Guwahati and surrounded IIT Guwahati. This is a part of our social responsibility, and this is mentioned everywhere in IIT Constitution also, that our social responsibility is we have to take care of the people living around us. So when IIT Guwahati will grow, it will grow together with as a Guwahati city also, as well as the Assam state also. And one example is now when we are talking about semiconductors, or we talk about the agri-tech, or we talk about the food processing units. And Northeast is very special. When we talk about even the food processing or agri-tech, there are a lot of plants and flowers or fruits which exist only in this part and which cannot be grown in other part of the world. Like we always talk about Guwahati when we come about the Moga silk. Only that can be grown, this kind of silkworm can grown only this area. It's not like that you can take that silkworm, you can create in other part of India. So this is a very important part, and technology is going to play a key important role. Whether it's agri-tech, of course semiconductor is high-tech industry, but how we can bring the technology in agri-tech and food processing, that will be the game changer in the Northeast also.
And this is what you see is the a transformation journey over the next 20 years.
Yeah, I say that this will happen within 10 years. So the change is coming so fast. And even we say that like you use a mobile phone, you will not use same mobile phone even after 1 year. You will buy the new one. So changes that's coming in technology and infrastructure so fast. So we don't need to wait even 20 years. We can do this. A lot of things what we are saying nowadays, we can achieve within 10 years. So this is an reachable time, and at least I want to see in my life. So this is the way how the region is growing and India is growing.
Perhaps a small, technical, academic question, a little bit I want to understand. We often see a term which is clubbed together, research and innovation excellence. So that term, while reads beautifully and wonderfully, I want to understand what you are bringing to IIT Guwahati, or how your ecosystem that you have built encourages innovation and research excellence at IIT Guwahati.
As you say that what is the link between research and innovation? So when we talk about research, we are not talking a research just by publishing paper in the journals and then you forget. We are talking about translational research. So we translate this research in some kind of prototype, or nowadays we are talking startups. So this is again, when we talk about startups and then we always talk, these startups are not a big industry. So they are coming through your innovation. You use different ideas and you try to innovate that. So that's term innovation come. And I will say that research is a mother of innovation. If you're good in research, especially in translational research, you will be good innovative country. I can give you some example. Even the small countries, when we talk about the innovation index of the whole world countries, if you look at the India stand at the 40th place, and if you look at 5 years back, they are around 80th place. So in 5-year journey, they come from 80 to 40 place rank. So now we have to take India as most top 10 innovative country. But if you go to the small countries in Europe, like in Sweden, where I used to live last 32 years, they are in innovation index number 3 in the world. So they are more, if you go there, everybody's just talking about research. So whatever your free time with the faculty, we are talking about research. So that's why this research are driving Sweden to become a most innovative country. So they cut funding in any part, but they never cut funding in the research, especially in the basic research. So basic research, if your fundamental is clear, you will be innovative. If you don't know the fundamental, you cannot cram things and you can be innovative. So basic research is important, research is important, and they're all linked to the innovation. So you cannot say, I don't want to do research, I don't want to do the basic research, I want to be innovative country. That's not possible. You can take any example in the world.
And do you think that the current ecosystem in India fosters research to the highest level?
Yes, that's true actually. And especially the institute like IITs, or now we can say NITs also, and ISC. So we have the manpower. We have the skilled manpower in the terms of to do research. Intellectual power, we will say that. Because if you go anywhere in the different part of the world, who are the best researcher in different part of is Indian. So if the Indian can do things good outside, why they cannot do in India? So we have the ecosystem. We are the most youngest country in the world now. And we have, like in IIT Guwahati also, we have 2,500 PhD students here. So think about, in one institute, 2,500 PhD students. So Guwahati is also, we can say that it's more like a research kind of institution. So we are doing teaching, we are producing a good engineer, BTech engineers, but we are also involved heavily in the research. So research and academic is linked actually. When you are good in research, you will be good also in academics, because you can implement whatever the state of art things are changing now, I can immediately teach in my class. So research environment is very important, and only through research and innovation we can lead India, and we can lead any country. This is I think.
So on that front, the fact that Indians are pretty much everywhere, when you talk about an IITan, do you see in your academic career, do you see IITians more as superbly performing employees who are extremely productive and, deliver to the dot, or do you see them as job creators?
So now the trend is changing. Of course, if you look at past also, and our time also, we just want to do BTech or PhD or master, whatever. So we just don't think about the creation of jobs. We look for the job. In the past, we look at government jobs. So now, with this invention coming up, with the IT industries coming up so strongly, we are all going in multinational IT companies. But now the people are changing their mindset. They say that why I should work a multinational company or another company? Why should I not create my own company? So IITians now want to go in this direction also. Before, nobody think about that. Now if you talk, maybe at least 10% of our students will say that they want to have their own startup, and they don't want to go for a job immediately. So they want to try this opportunity also to do the startup and to provide the job. And we also want that they should not be a job seeker, they should be job creators. So IITian should set up an example, because that is the cream of India. If they will do something, the chances of successfulness is very high. So they have to play a key and important role, and to try, they should be role model for other institutions like NITs or other state government universities or other state government colleges. So they should lead, and people will follow them. But if they say, if IITian can do, why cannot I can do it?
So I on that front, so there's a user journey that people take. I would not call it a user journey, but a flow hai. Ek IIT graduate then does an MBA from a prestigious university and then applies for the UPSC examinations. Why does this flow happen?
Again, you can say that, okay, you want to be an IAS officer, right? After UPSC. So some of those people, they want to do something for country. So they want to be part of the policy making in the country. And so they have some vision, which they cannot do it working in a multinational companies or even their own startup. But if you want to change policies and if you want to affect the policy makers, so then people want to go for this administrative service. And so they have something in mind. They want to help society. So this is the way they think that this is a way I can make a difference. So that's why IITians, after doing MBA, they go for UPSC exam. And not only IITians, now you can see the people in the medical doing after even MD, they are going for UPSC exam. So this is a different kind of thinking what people have, that if they want to serve a country in that way where they can make a difference in society by using their intellectual power, because they will be on that positions when they become IAS officer, they can make a difference. So that's it.
And do you think government policies, being a part of the system in the administrative way is the only way to bring about change?
No, that's easy. I don't say that, but that's easy. When IITians go to this kind of services, IITians, when they join IIT, they have very open mind, broad set. So when we discuss, when we meet many IAS officers, when they are pass out from IITs, so they have totally different view. So they see different view in a different world. They are thinking on a longer term, or a broader perspective, rather than be very conservative. So that is a teaching which we get in IIT system. And I always say that in IIT system, I tell to our students, you are the owner of this IIT. Why IITs are doing different way or doing better than other technical universities? Because IIT gives you the ownership. So you own, as a student also you own. If IIT will be doing good, you will be doing, and you are associated with this IIT for your whole life. So that's flexibility you get in IIT system, and you are owner of the IIT.
Right, that's a very nice thought about ownership. I have a small data for you, if I could just quickly read it out. The unemployment rate today in India is a major concern. From about 15 lakh graduating engineers, only 10% are up for jobs. This is a data quoted in a leading newspaper. In such a scenario, considering the economic downturn, in such a scenario, how are IIT graduates faring?
No, IIT, if you pass out from IIT, our what you can say placement is almost 100%. So and again, when you take this job market, how you calculate this job market? And for example, if I say that 10% of IIT doesn't get job, it doesn't mean they don't get job, because they want to they lead their startup, or they want to go for higher studies. So it's not like that they have not got job. So you are getting unemployment is not the right word. I will say that you are not counting the people who are getting indirect jobs. We are not counting them. We are just talking when we job market, we are just talking in the government jobs. It's not the time when we are talking only all those jobs. We are talking about jobs in public sectors, in all sectors, in research institutions. So there are a lot of there's a lot of opening. You can start your own company, and you can give 30 people a job. That is also a job. They are also creating a job. So the job definition is changing now.
So on just a follow up to that, if IITians are taking away the cream jobs, the top jobs, and the 1.5 lakh jobs which are available, what does it mean for the remaining 14 lakh engineering graduates who are not graduating from IIT? What happens to their future?
No. Because if you look at even a company comes here, the campus interview, mostly these are IT companies. And if India want to become a manufacturing hub, we have to go to the core. And I can tell you, if you go to the core industries, they are not dominated by IITians. They are more dominated people from NITs or the other government colleges, and they are the one going in a manufacturing sector. So because in IITians, they mostly go to the IT company, very less people go to the core sector, but the whole core sector, manufacturing sector, is covered by all other institutions. So this is not like that IITians are also always taking job, and most of the IITians you have seen that they are going abroad, they are settling there, or when they feel they are coming back also. So there is now also the reverse brain drain. So I can give you an example of I can give you myself as an example. I'm living after 32 years in Sweden, I came back. So now the situation is changing. When we always say that in the beginning that, okay, all our people are going, it's a brain drain, but now we are getting a reverse brain drain. So people are coming back, and we have to work also in the core sector. Because you can see if you go to even any IITs, and there is a lot of pressure from the society on the students, especially by their parents. that key, if you have to do BTech, you have to do BTech only in computer science. They never say that, okay, you can go in mechanical or civil or any other branches. When we're talking about we have to develop a manufacturing sector, but we are not sending our kids to the core engineering. So where will the demand, how will fulfill the demand in the core engineering sector? So it's not like that IITians are taking anybody's job. And I don't think so. And also IITians are creating a lot of jobs also.
That I agree. Of course, I did not mean that they are taking away jobs, but just the general sentiment है कि engineering करने के बाद भी नौकरियां नहीं मिल रही है.
नहीं, I think if you're good, you will get a job.
So, because you mentioned about the family pressure, studying in IIT is a lifelong dream for people, right? And there is immense pressure that students take during this examination. Do you think this pressure is eventually worth it? It's a two-part question. One is the worth it, of course. And the second is, do you see this pressure in an upward trend or a downward trend? कि IIT में exam देना इतना stress लेके नहीं देना चाहिए.
No, I completely agree with you. And we should not put our kids under pressure. And we should not think that IITs are the only institution. We have very good institution in India. And this pressure, I don't think so. When they come, of course, they, as I always say, that the pressure is coming from the family. And we don't give them opportunity to our kids that they can do excel in other institution also. They don't need to just come to IITs. There are other even branches also, the other sector also. Not everybody has to be engineer. And we have other core sectors also where we need people, good people. So we need good people everywhere. So when country has to grow, it has to grow as it together. No, we cannot say, okay, one sector is strong, one is poor. So we have to grow together. So taking the stress for IITs, I feel that they should not take the stress. And parents should realize that. And society should realize that IITs are not everything. There are a lot of other good institutions also. And you can do good in any institution. If you are good, it doesn't matter you are in IIT or NIT or a state government college. If you are good, you are good. So it doesn't mean that once you get admitted in IIT, only then you will be excel. It's not like that. So because the IIT number of seated are limited, so we cannot bring everybody to IIT. So it means that who has not get the admission in IIT, they are not good. They are equally good. So they are excellent also. So they should believe in their self, and you can do better in anywhere not only in institute. I say any part of the country you can do better.
So there is, of course, on that equally important note, there is a rising case of, there's a lot of awareness that's created on mental health and, mental health being a serious concern. What kind of ecosystem do you think IIT Guwahati provides for the students?
No. This is a very good question. And almost we 23 IIT, we are all going through this process. And we want to help our students because students are under stress. So when they come in IIT system, they are the topper, right? So once they cannot keep that, they feel stress. So we have to give them a good ecosystem. And we always say that you don't have to be so stressful. Another thing is that we have a very good counselor. So we feel that if you feel some kind of pressure, and you can always have a counselor. Our counselors are there. And sometimes they don't want to go to a counselor, for example. They don't want to go to our counselor. I say that you have a freedom. You can go to any counselor in case of Guwahati, any counselor in Guwahati. We can make an empanelment of the counselor service in and around, not only in IIT, but in all around in the Guwahati city also. So they can go. Because in India, problem is this is a society pressure. So they don't want to go to the counselor in front of you because they feel pressure. So I say that if you don't feel here to go to the counselor, and we try to tell them that don't stay in a hostel room. Take a good part of the sports activity. Do the sports and talk to your friends and be more open. Don't sit in the hostels only. Go out, play. There's a lot of fun outside. So once you are entering in the IIT system, study should not be the only aim. So we want to develop an engineer which is good in everything. He should be a good leader also. He should be good. I can say that he can work in a society. He should not be individual leader, but he has to be lead the whole institution or whole group. So they should work in a group, and that other things they have to learn also during this 4-year tenure as a BTech engineer.
In that context, do you think somewhere physical health and physical fitness takes a backseat inside an IIT campus?
Yeah, it's not take back seat because usually these students, we have to motivate them, go to the ground.
That is the opposite of school time. You're going to go to the class.
Yeah, because in the teacher or parents, because before entering the IIT system, they will say just study. And when he come to IIT, he's still in that mode. So it's difficult to come out from that mode and try to put some efforts in the health also.
There is a general trend. There is a rush to create a lot of IITs and IIMs and NITs in the country. And often it is seen that governments start running to take credit for it right around the elections in the process. Do you think the country needs more IITs, more IIMs, and more such?
We need. How big is our country? So now you're saying that when we take in JEE Advanced 2.5 lakh people for JEE Advanced, and how many get the admission? So we need a good education, and we need a good management institution, because our country is a big country.
Do you think at some level, why I asked this, of course we need the right education institutes, but why I asked this, do you think at some level this might dilute IIT's niche of being the most coveted university in the country?
No, it's not like that, because even now in the IIT system also, you come to go to different older IITs or young generation IITs. They're all doing excellent. So they're all performing and they're all producing a world-class engineers. So it's not diluting, because if you say that, okay, we will have a few IITs, like 5 IITs, how much pressure you will put your students? Because at least they want to come in IIT system, we are providing the IIT system. They're happy and they're progressing very well and they're delivering. So now whole world is looking for us to India to provide the skilled manpower or skilled engineers. So India can only fulfill the requirement. So we need to create more institution of management or IITs or any other institute of excellence, especially in the area of the medical. More aims we have to, because how many patients we have. So think about that. How we can give a good medical care? If we have a more medical institution or aims, that will be help to the health of the country also is important. No?
Right. But more than the educational infra, you also need good teachers. Do you think teachers and faculty is something that we have had a genuine shortage of, right? Educators, I think.
Yeah, so I will tell you that we want a good teacher in the school itself. And maybe you know or not know that IITs are starting now a BSc B.Ed integrated program, 4-year programs. So IIT Ropar is going to start from this July, and IIT Kharagpur and IIT Bhubaneswar, they are already running from last year. So we want to make a good school teacher also. So when they go, this teacher will be appointed in the schools. Our kids get a best teacher. Maybe they don't need at that. If teaching is already good in school, why they should go for these private classes or coaching classes? So they can be trained itself in the schools, and everybody can afford it. So that's the ministry also think that we have to start from the school level education. We have to improve the school level. Then you can come up. It's not like that you want to improve up top and then you want to come down. We have to go from down to top approach. And our school teachers, if we are giving good teaching to our kids in the schools, so I'm sure that they will do the excel, and they will not feel also the pressure what you are talking in coming to the IIT system. So there will be a standard or knowledge which they can get from the school itself.
Do you think people romanticize studying at IIT and IIM कि मतलब वो सपना वो देखना मतलब वही life है, the IIT is going to change my life.
No, it's not like that. I always tell you, I will like to tell you, I will like to tell our youth also. The IITs are good and you can have a good life, but there are other good institutions also. You can have same kind of life outside IIT. So it's not like that there is some magic is going on in the campus. So I don't feel any difference even going to different institution or going abroad where I am teaching there also. So I don't see anything like that a student has to think in that way that the life in IIT's campus is a different what they are studying in their engineering college. Students are students wherever you are. And you will be always a student. Your student thinking is same everywhere. Whether you come in IIT or NITs or any other engineering college, you are always a student, and student desire thinking is same everywhere.
What message would you like to convey to the IIT Guwahati alumni? What message would you like to convey to the IIT Guwahati alumni and stakeholders, and how should they seek inspiration or seek to inspire the next generation of young students who are watching this perhaps?
So I tell you that in IIT system, alumni is a key part. If you look at the older IITs, they are driven by their alumni. You can see the big CEOs of the company, they come from IIT system. So IIT alumni is the biggest support to any IIT. When our alumni will grow, we will also grow. In the grow means they go and higher and higher. When you are younger IITs, your alumni is very weak because they also need to time. So the age when they reach 50 or something, then they are in the position to help you. They want to help the other generation, their juniors, and to the institute to grow it further. So a lot of things where their input is very important because they have gained the experience, and they can provide also direction. Okay, this is the direction we should go, and you should try to train our the next generation student in that area. So alumni is very strong. Alumni is very strong for any IIT to grow IITs, and we need a good alumni. And I always say that IIT Guwahati is not that old. We are only 30 years old institution, but in the future, when our alumni will grow, not only the number, also by age, they can make a lot of difference in IITs, and that other IITs are making. They are making. So we need their help also, and we want to keep with them in touch. So this is very important for us. So that's why we have a Dean Alumni Affair also here. So the Dean is always in constant touch with all alumni. And very recently we have a meeting, Pan IIT meeting in US, in Washington. And we meet all our alumni. Whoever living in US, they come there and they meet and they interact with the director, and they share their values, what they learn from IIT Guwahati, and which part we can improve, and how they can help to IIT Guwahati to further grow much faster.
All right. On that very note, sir, I am very grateful for your time. I hope you had a good conversation.
Thank you.
For everyone who's been watching to the end of the video, thanks for sticking around. Be sure to subscribe to GPlus's YouTube channel. There's a bell icon. Hit that for notifications, and also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to download the app. Cheers.